Welcome to the #1 daily show in the history of this time slot on this channel with these two hosts, Jeremy and Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
I don't know if that's quite an accurate statement. We'd have to go back in history and find out, but we'll see. Hopefully
On
it'll be
this
good.
show, on
Mhm.
this channel with these two people,
Right.
it's the #1 daily show ever.
Oh, I thought you meant this one is going to be.
No, just in general, just G&G Daily.
I think that's an accurate statement.
It's a very accurate statement. We are only accurate here on Geeks and Gamers Daily. We never report anything other than the cold, hard facts. That's what we do. Ryan just never, he's like, what the fuck's he going to say today? Yeah, well, how's he going to do
I
this
never
stupid
know.
intro today? I don't ever know either until it just starts. I have no idea what I'm going to say. But we're here, we're live, and Mr. Positivity himself is here. What's up, Ryan?
Not much, just grinding away, same old, same old. More Hollywood bullshit. It's amazing how much there really is to talk about considering Hollywood's been on strike for 100 days and no one cares.
Yeah, dude, it really is true. Like, I don't care. I really am just at a point, and I think that there's obviously people that are still going to be super invested in it, and that's totally fine too. From just watching it, hating on it, criticizing it, and it's necessary. It's very necessary. I am just at a point where I'm just like, fuck these people, man. Like I've been doing it for so long, whatever. And I think that like when you just sit there and disrespect people for years and years and years, and would you expect them to continue to care about you? Like the #1 thing in Hollywood now, I heard like Star Wars Theory was talking about like this like months ago where he's like, um negative Star Wars content is the thing that people are interested in. And I used to cover it from a positive standpoint, and it's just negativity, the negativity of Star Wars sales. That literally would not have been the case in 2014, 2015. You couldn't just make Star Wars negativity and get people to watch because no one was negative about Star Wars. They were positive. Generally speaking, people were positive. They were looking forward to what you were doing. Once you just continue to beat people down over and over again, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Marvel, whether it's Hollywood in general, Hollywood actors talking down to everyday people, at some point in time, that's what people want to hear you is like, no, call these people out for what they are, pieces of trash. And the Film Actors Guild and their whole little strike, like, we don't care. We don't care at all. So we're done. We're out.
If Star Wars was in a great place, negative Star Wars content would get demolished.
Yes, it
It would get
would.
destroyed, right? It would
Yes.
get fucking ratioed.
Mm-hmm.
But that hasn't been happening because that's not what the general public is feeling. Right? The reason it's not that, oh, these videos have made these fans hate it. That's not the case. People
Right.
have those feelings already. People are upset about things and they're watching things. 90% of people that watch YouTube, maybe more, to be honest with you, 90% of people are going to watch content that already aligns with what they think.
Yes.
People are looking for people that are thinking in a similar way. Of course, that's not always the case. And you're going to stumble into some stuff. You might hear something, maybe from someone that you watch on the regular basis, or maybe you stumble into it randomly that's a take you don't agree with, but you listen to it because you respect that person or you appreciate their viewpoint or stuff like that. But the
Yep.
vast majority of the time, that's not really what most people are looking for on YouTube.
Yeah, and again, I'm living proof of that. I'm the guy that used to watch Collider and Schmozno and all this shit during the build up to Disney Star Wars, and there was nothing but anticipation, enthusiasm, and positivity, and they pissed all of that away. And Star Wars is top of the mountain, like that's the top. So when you basically when the top of the mountain has been affected, of course, it's all just downhill from there, and everything they've done, all of the IPs, all the pre-existing properties, they've just pissed all over them. And it begins with Disney. Disney set the tone for all of this. And you've alienated way too many people. So we're going to talk about that today. And you brought up a good article that Yellow Flash covered that I think is going to create a good discussion as well. So
Yeah. One of the other reasons why Hollywood is dying.
exactly. And we got Jay's Greasy Wiggler says Trump 2024, hail the 199, bring Jay to justice. Yeah, fourth indictment. We covered that last night on CobraCast. I'm sure there'll be a few more pop up before the day's up. A couple more indictments. Go ahead and get them in there.
This one was interesting because of all the other people that were involved.
Yeah.
The 19 other co-defendants.
I'm pretty sure I know why some of those names are in there. So Jenna Ellis, for instance, we know what she's going to do. They're looking for people to flip on him. Sierra Tance is off topic, but thanks for CobraCast and also for the new videos on Patriot Outpost. Hail Geeks and Gamers. Yeah, you've revived Patriot Outpost a bit.
Only took the biggest viral hit of the internet to do it. So I'm going to try to. I told people that the reason I stopped making stuff on there was kind of because of this show, just because this show then suddenly takes up 2 hours out of my day, basically, you know, when you look at like prep work and doing the stream and all that shit. And that was kind of the thing that had to go, is Patriot Outpost stuff. Now that I'm only doing it like 3 days a week, I got a little more time.
Yep. Retro Collective. Hail Geeks and Gamers in the 199. Jason says Hollywood is like an always angry parent that lectures you nonstop. At some point, you just stop caring and tune them out completely. Well said. And that's kind of where we're at with this. And so I know we're going to talk about Disney Plus and everything that they have going on or not going on, however you want to look at that. What is going on with Disney Plus these days, Ryan?
Well, I mean, we can certainly talk about that. Let me flip my screen here a little bit.
Flip my screen.
Flip my screen.
I love that Stormtrooper helmet you have.
This one right here.
Yeah,
it's got given to us at I think Vegas meeting.
Vegas, I believe,
2 years ago.
Yeah,
I think like 2 meetups ago.
Yeah, that's
look
badass,
at this son of a bitch.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Darth Vader helmet behind me there.
Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
It really should go back there, but I just kind of moved it up, so it kind of fits.
Hey, it caught my eye this morning, so there you go.
There you go. But anyway, what caught my eye over the past couple days has been Bob Iger's response to everything going on with Disney. The latest quarterly earnings call where, once again, weatherman Bob Iger tries to smooth everything over and somehow go in front of the shareholders and say, yeah, you know, we lost almost 12 million subscribers on Disney Plus, but everything is perfectly fine. Don't worry. For the third quarter in a row, Disney Plus was bleeding subscribers. Now, of course, it wasn't millions and millions that came from domestically. A lot of it came from internationally, where they lost out on the rights to some cricket stuff in India, things like that. But nonetheless, you've seen for the past 3 quarters, Disney Plus has lost somewhere in the range of 16, 17 million total subscribers. This is terrible for them. And as a result, what did they do? Did they say, hey, we're going to really focus on bringing better content to you guys? No, they said, we're going to raise the prices. For the second time in a year, Disney announced that they're going to raise the prices for Disney Plus. It was $7.99 just a year ago. Then they raised it to $10.99. Now they're raising it to $13.99. So it's almost doubled in price in less than a year. And now something interesting has happened. Canceled Disney Plus online searches spike after Disney hikes prices by more than 25%. Google search data, so basically Google Trends, showed that canceled Disney Plus jumped on worldwide trends by 510% on Monday, the most significant increase of that phrase on Google Trends since January of 2023. What happened in January 2023? Oh, that's right. The other price hikes for Disney Plus went into effect. Weird. So you're in a situation now where
are you meaning to share your screen?
Oh shit! Yeah.
You shared the tab so it didn't change over. So.
Son of a bitch. Here you go.
Yeah, there we go. I'm
just like reading, and you guys just see Sam Jackson looking horrified.
I didn't want to interrupt you in the middle of it. I knew what you did, but I was like, I'll let him finish his point.
Fucking Chrome tab. But anyway, yeah, here it is. Google search data shows canceled Disney Plus jumped worldwide by 510% on Monday, the most significant increase of that phrase on Google Trends since January of 2023. So, in the middle of people fleeing this streaming service, this was all fake bullshit, right? Whether it was Verizon signups, whether it was bundled packages, whether it was these deals that they knew would never last internationally, it was all in an effort to skyrocket Disney Plus subscribers to try to rival Netflix. And of course, some people bought in that, like, look at all these subscribers, despite the fact they're losing billions. Now they can't hang on to them, and they're desperately trying to get some revenue from these people that may just continue to flee a sinking ship.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes right back to the simple method, simple yet apparently complicated method. If you make good things, people will continue to watch. If you make content, if you provide content that people are interested in, people will watch it. What do you think would happen right now, Ryan? What do you think would happen if Sound of Freedom would have been released under Disney in theaters, got this cultural phenomenon reaction, and then they basically said, "All right, we're gonna put this on Disney Plus now after, I don't know, a month at the box office." What do you think would have happened? Think people would have signed up for Disney Plus for that? They would have maintained some people for something like Sound of Freedom? And that's just a small piece of the
Potentially,
puzzle. You know what I mean? Just
I-
like I'm just showing that, like, that's an example. When you make things that the people care about and you support the things that the people care about, but Disney has decided to actively move away from things that, again, I'm going to say what the optics look like here. Disney made the decision to move away from a film that went against their agenda. Sound of Freedom went against Disney's agenda of indoctrinating children. Think about that. And then you look at how the MCU and what the direction the MCU has gone in since Endgame. You look at what's happened with Star Wars. Again, these are the two biggest properties that they have under their banner. Pixar has fallen off the map. You've given nobody reason to stay on your platform. None. Most people that sign up to Disney Plus, I'm not saying they have everything that you have from your legacy media stuff, your old, classic Disney cartoons and Pixar, but most families probably have a majority of those titles in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? They're like, I'm not going to continue to pay this money for my kid to watch repeats of Finding Nemo when we have the DVD right here or the Blu-ray right here. What's the point? You're not offering me anything new. You're not offering me anything good. It's not like, look how good Marvel Netflix stuff was.
yeah.
If we were getting that type of content on Disney Plus, there would be every reason in the world for people to continue to renew and looking for the next amazing season of that type of content. It's not happening. Political agendas have destroyed Disney.
It's all part of this mistaken strategy from really all of Hollywood, but specifically Disney tried to get out in front of this. They saw what was going on with COVID. They decided to jump on it, launch the streaming service, and like devote everything to that. They are spending so much fucking money making all of this original content that people frankly aren't super interested in. You look at Netflix and look at what happened with The Witcher, right? Netflix for a long time built their stuff on not making their own shit, just getting things that people already done. They come out with this brand new season of The Witcher, spent who knows how fucking much making The Witcher, and season 3 was kind of a disaster for them. Henry Cavill's leaving. That franchise is basically dead. They thought it was going to be like their Game of Thrones. It got annihilated. It got dominated. It got bent over by Suits, which is a series that ran on USA for like 7 or 8 years or something, that just really got put up there and people started binge watching the fuck out of it, like a pre-established thing that they paid some licensing rights for, that they didn't have to film, they didn't have to invest all that money in marketing, all that stuff.
Yep.
They just bought the rights to put it on, and it was like the number one thing for forever.
Yeah.
So like, that is why streaming was successful in the first place. All of these companies have now got into this original content, and they're forced to constantly, each and every week we need something new to keep the attrition rate down, to keep the churn rate down for these streaming services, to keep people subscribed to us. And now Disney is skyrocketing the prices. They're going to do password sharing crackdowns like Netflix did, which was successful for Netflix. But I don't know. What they really want to do is force people to get rid of their ad-free tier and watch commercials so that they get money from advertisers, because they make more money that way than they do if you pay, say, $14 a month for Disney Plus.
Yeah, and I still wonder, like, I know that you feel like when it's all said and done, once the dust settles, things like obviously Netflix is going to stand, through all of this, Amazon, and I think Disney Plus is one of the ones you think will ultimately power through all of this.
Yeah, I do.
Is that because you think that they're eventually, as these other places fall, that Disney's going to be able to kind of buy up some of these other properties to put them on their service?
I think that Disney's just big enough that they're willing to take losses like that to be one of the people left standing at the end of the day. I
Okay.
don't necessarily think that about Peacock, right? I don't necessarily think that about Paramount Plus. I think those things, I think you're going to see them go by. There's a couple companies that have a fuck ton of money, right? Amazon has a shit ton of money.
Yep.
It doesn't matter how much they lose on something like Rings of Power. Like, they have a shit ton of money. They're going to continue their streaming service as long as they really want to because of all that cash they have.
Right.
Apple has a fuck ton of money. When you look at their just free flowing cash balances that they have. So, and I don't have Apple Plus or whatever it's called. Apparently, that's one of the better streaming services. I've never tried it. I know there's some good stuff on there, but don't know. I don't know what they're making or losing off of their streaming service either. But I really think you're going to just see a couple, because people are not going to sit there and pay $15 per for 8 streaming services. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's going to happen.
And to your point, I mean, like, so with Peacock, I've been watching Twisted Metal, and I, like I said, I think I said this yesterday, but the first 2 episodes of Twisted Metal are really good. I'm not saying it's the greatest show you're ever going to see. It's just kind of dumb fun, but there's good kind of world building. It's fun, and there was nothing overly offensive, and it kind of seemed like it honored Twisted Metal. But I was looking around on Peacock, and I'm like, outside of WWE stuff, which is cool to see all the old school wrestling, there ain't a whole lot of nothing on Peacock, man. There ain't. I was just like, how is this service even relevant? You know what I mean? I didn't see anything on there. So I don't know how they survive. I really don't.
And I don't think it's a bad thing to shutter it. I like, all of these fucking companies are losing money on streaming. Just fucking license your shit out. You know what I mean? I think that's where the approach is going to go from some of these companies that don't have that big user base. I think eventually they're going to say, all right, hey, Paramount Plus, let's fucking sell the rights to stream Yellowstone to Disney or to Netflix or to whoever's willing to pay us the most for the rights to put that on their service. People are going to be willing to do that to get content that people want, like Netflix has done since, like, for ages. And then you're also going to be able to make money on that shit without having to worry about these subscriptions and all that stuff, which is proven to not be, on a grand scale, that is not the new standard for Hollywood to make money, clearly.
Well, it's all under the same banner, and I have not done a ton of research on this. I'm sure you've done at least some. How does this whole deal with Penn National affect Disney and ESPN? Did that help ESPN a lot, that deal that they did?
It certainly does. I think I mean, I think it could be beneficial for both, but the thing is, I feel like ESPN is trying to hop on ESPN Bet way too late.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like if they had done that 5 years ago, it could have been a massive fucking thing. It almost seems like a little bit of desperation, and I'm not sure if it's going to work out that well, but we'll see. I don't think it's like a game changer in terms of ESPN's overall, like, profitability and stuff like that, but obviously it's big news.
Yeah. I mean,
for people that don't know, Penn National is essentially a gambling company. They bought Barstool Sports several years ago, and they had the Barstool Sports book. They ended up moving off that. Didn't work out. Dave Portnoy bought his company back for $1. He sold for, what, $500 million and bought it back for $1.
Now, I don't think he saw the whole $500 million. I think he probably got, like, because he had already. I think he had already been a minority stake owner. He probably made like $100 million though off that deal. He bought it back for $1.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, if he sells it, like if he were to turn around and sell Barstool Sports to Jeremy for $800 million, Penn would get $400 million of that.
Right. That was part of the deal.
That was part of the deal. But still, like, that's wild. But anyway, they turned around and immediately made a deal with ESPN to do an ESPN sports book, so online gambling. We'll see.
Do you remember when we were at Vegas?
By the way, Disney has now gone full in gambling, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's something you would have fucking seen.
That's an act of desperation.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Disney, I don't have any problem with gambling at all whatsoever.
None.
Do what you want to do. Advertise what you want to advertise. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. But there is certainly some people that you would consider part of Disney's, what once was their core audience of family-friendly people, that would not support Disney necessarily getting into bed with gambling companies. That's all out the window now. So
Yeah. Do you remember this when we were at John Bartolo's studio in Vegas, and I was wearing a Barstool Sports hat? You remember what people were saying?
Jeremy sold out to
They were
Barstool or something.
convinced that I had sold Geeks and Gamers to Barstool. I'm like, what? Holy shit. Like, I saw that a lot. People are like, why is Jeremy suddenly wearing a Barstool Sports hat out of nowhere? What
It
the
was
hell's
kind of out of
happening? So
nowhere
it was
because I don't
pretty
think
out of
you'd
nowhere.
worn it before, right?
I don't think so. I just got it. So I was like, hey, I like this hat. I'm gonna wear it. I mean, yeah, people
Yeah.
are like, yeah, rest in peace, our boy John. We love you and we
Yeah.
miss you, brother.
When I was putting on my stuff, I had to get my John Bartolo mug. I've got a couple hats and stuff of John's that I still have as I'm trying to unpack stuff and put stuff up here. So shout out to
Yep.
John Bartolo.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy.
We miss him. We miss him.
That
He's
shit
awesome.
seems like a lifetime ago.
It does. It
like
does.
in his studio.
It does. Gremlin, what's up, Gremlin? Disney had 3 cash cows, and all they had to do was milk them. Sadly, they hired vegans to do the milking. Yeah, it's true. And what's funny about it is you have all of these people licking the boot of the multi-billion-dollar corporation. You know what I mean? Just like fighting. I'm here to fight for the name of Disney. Don't disrespect the multi-billion-dollar corporation. You guys are being mean. It's like, oh my God. Charles says, Bob Iger, passengers, the Titanic, Bob Iger to the passengers. The Titanic hit an iceberg and is sinking. Everything is okay. Go back to your cabins. Nothing to see here. Well, if he would have listened to Donald J. Trump, and Trump inspected the Titanic, let them know specifically it could not withstand an iceberg. I'm sure he did the same thing to Bob Iger. Pro said, Bob, I see the direction you're taking the company. You cannot withstand wokeness. You can't do it. But Bob Iger continued to move forward. Pat's Trick says, how about them Bears Super Bowl this year?
I don't think so. I wish people are praising Justin Fields. Oh my God, man. Justin Fields threw like 3 passes for net air yards of like 6 yards, and 2 of them went for touchdowns. One was like the most poorly thrown screen pass you'll ever see in your life that just happened to break for a touchdown, and people are acting like Justin Fields is the second coming of Jesus Christ. I hope Justin Fields is. I hope he is. And if that happens, I'm gonna go fucking nuts. But I have my worries about this year. But there's a lot of weapons surrounding Justin Fields, which is awesome. I will actually be on Game On Sports tomorrow at 8 a.m. in the fucking morning.
Oof.
At 8:15 or something like that. But 8 a.m. in the morning to preview the Bears season. So that should be fun.
There we go. And for all the people in the chat calling me out, saying it's not true, ladies and gentlemen, Trump inspects the craftsmanship of the Titanic. He was invited as a first-class passenger, but after the inspection of the ship, he declared it could never withstand the impact of an iceberg. He immediately left the ship and traveled back to the U.S. on his private jet. It's true. Okay? I'm just telling you. If it's on the internet, it's true. It's a dumb account.
The whole Justin Fields thing is crazy to me. Like I want him to be fucking awesome, but there's some like exactly the same articles like that I saw for Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky was a betting favorite for MVP. Not like he was the favorite, but in terms of the bets that were coming in, there was a lot of it because people thought it was a good value proposition at the time. The same shit has happened for Justin Fields.
Right.
And it's shocking to me.
I'm really excited. I'm ready. I want to talk some sports, but I'll have to do on Sports Wars with you. So subscribe to Sports Wars. And we got Steven Wasick dropping 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Steven Wasick. Appreciate you. We've got 300 people watching on Rumble. Thank you guys for watching us over on Rumble. We appreciate your support. We are closing in on 58,000 subscribers over there on Rumble. So thank you guys for the continued support. Signed up for Disney Plus so I could watch season 1 of Mando. Canceled after the free trial was over. Disney Plus has nothing to offer me that I can't find somewhere else. And I think that's kind of it. I mean, they just say, like, it's not like, I don't even think they license things out from Disney Plus, right? If it's not under their direct or indirect banner, it's not like they're gonna like license something out to bring to the platform, right? To get more people. Correct? Is
What do
that
you
how
mean?
Disney, well, like, for instance, if there was like a show, like you said with the show Suits, that like
Mhm.
aired on a different network, like Disney's not gonna like license out a deal with like a popular show that maybe flew under the radar that has nothing to do with their production, right? And bring it to their platform to try to usher in more viewers. They don't
I
really do
haven't
that, do they?
necessarily seen anything like that yet from them.
Yeah. And
Um,
I think that hinders them massively.
Now I think that I don't Hulu is like a completely different story, right? And Hulu's a completely different entity, and they do things a little bit different way. But interestingly enough, Avatar was on multiple different streaming platforms. I know Avatar was on Max, probably because there was some pre-existing deal when originally Avatar went down. Because obviously that was not really a Disney thing. That was a 20th Century Fox, James Cameron thing that got bought
Mhm.
by Disney in the middle of it. So I don't know exactly how some
I
of that
think
shit works.
well, I think the Avatar thing is like an anomaly,
Yeah.
in terms of like they want to be in the James Cameron business. They made a deal, and again, I don't know the specifics of the deal, but I looked at it if you look at it optically or even from the outside looking in, it's clear that they made some type of deal with James Cameron to have him involve Avatar into the theme parks while still giving him creative control, which is a deal they would refuse to make with J.K. Rowling about Harry Potter, which is why she walked away from them and went to Universal, because she would not give them creative control to have Harry Potter in the parks. Clearly, they gave James Cameron creative control, which is why the Avatar land is so phenomenal at Disney World. And so it seems like they want to be in the James Cameron business and they're willing to kind of do whatever it needs to be done.
Yeah, but so that's an interesting thing because Pandora happened, or Pandora Land, or whatever the fuck it
Yeah,
is,
Land of
the Animal
Pandora.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
That that happened way before
Yes.
Disney bought Fox.
Right.
Like I want to say that happened like 2013 they started it. It
Mhm.
might not have opened then, but they had already made those agreements way before Disney bought 20th Century Fox.
Right.
And then ended up getting the rights to that along with a billion other things, including Sound of Freedom.
Yep.
But yeah, that's interesting. I
Yeah.
wanted to,
So
bro. I gotta
go ahead.
fucking show you this. This the Justin Fields thing is still
It's just
fucking bugging me.
you're just mad as hell about it, aren't you? All right, you look that up. I'll read.
I got it right
Oh, you
here.
got it. Okay.
So, but Justin Fields can't throw 72-yard passing touchdown. You would normally expect this to be like, some kind of incredible throw, right?
Here in this offseason. First touch.
Bad screen. Right? They fucking go backwards to get.
For DJ Moore. They use him in a ton of ways.
Just a screen, right? 72 yards.
That's your evidence.
Here's another one. Justin Fields is 3 for 3 for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. Well, this one's got to be a big time throw, right? This one's got to be a fucking great throw.
Blitz coming from the Titans. Fields trying to maneuver away and is able to find her.
No, and this one fucking goes all the way to the house. It's like I'm not like, I'm a Bears fan, so I'm pessimistic by nature. But it's like, fucking stop it. Those are two throws that I could have made, in the NFL that happened to go. Now, that probably has a lot to do with the threat of Justin Fields as a runner, with his athleticism, with stuff like that. But it was so wild for me to see 2 passes that were behind the fucking line of scrimmage, that one went 60 and one went like 70 yards.
J Trip, who says Justin Fields has broken Ryan. It's broken. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing my boy Bryce Young in Carolina. I'm looking to see Tua, Jalen Hurts in Philly, and Big Dick Mac Jones in New England. Although I don't have a lot of faith
God,
in
there's
Mac Jones.
4 fucking Alabama quarterbacks.
4 Bama
That's wild.
quarterbacks, baby. Woo! Let's go. Anyway, we'll save the rest of that for Sports Wars.
That's nuts.
4 Alabama quarterbacks right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And they're all, I think Bryce Young may end up being the best of them, and they're all doing really well, except for Mac Jones. Mac Jones isn't doing great. But yeah, there you go.
Hey, Jeremy, do you think when Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social, the other day, he really like double, triple, quadruple checked his spelling for
Which
the
one?
post he made the other night or last night?
Which one?
This one. Blah, 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 blah. Exoneration, the indictments. Riggers. All caps. Bro, you gotta be really careful with that. You gotta be really careful with that one.
I mean, I think at this point in time, man, Trump's beyond caring about any damn thing. I wouldn't if I was him. This man, holy shit, it's crazy.
We like when we were doing shipyard work when I was in the military, working with the shipyard workers, they had people that their jobs just to rig things, whether it was work that was done, if you need something suspended, stuff like that, and everybody called them the riggers. And everybody was super careful when they said that word. It was fucking wild.
Find the riggers.
Yeah. Where are the riggers? I think they're fucking sleeping in the corner somewhere. All these union workers.
Oh,
that's
man.
the real hard R right there.
Oh man. Chris Carrad says boycott Disney until they free Uncle Remus and Song of the South. Never gonna happen. Bobby Stevens says Peacock has WWE keeping them floating. Connor says, you think Disney could possibly cease to exist? No. Anybody thinks that Disney could just cease to exist is no. That's wishful thinking. What the realistic hope is that they continue to underperform to the point where they have to course correct and have proper leadership. Maybe a regime change or something like that. But they're going to exist. They just are. So
yeah, like in some way, shape, or form, they might end up, splitting up some things. You heard Bob Iger say they're looking at selling, their TV assets, but the theme park business, stuff like that, they're not going to cease to exist. At least not in
the foreseeable future.
Not in the foreseeable future. It ain't going to be like tomorrow or something.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. SBZ says, just wondering when the 199 cult was born. Would love to know when to do the celebration cringe and give salute to our founding father. Awesome guy. Probably have to look that up. I really don't know. Several months ago, obviously, at this point, but it was it like May? So May 11th is when I posted the thing on Twitter about it. And so I guess it was probably a few weeks prior to that.
It had to have been we were talking about Star Wars on stream. It had to have been then.
So it had to have been like, yeah, around a day or two after Star Wars Celebration then. Okay.
Disney Star Wars Celebration cringe. Hey, I'm gonna go back and look actually.
A lot of people in chat says it's existed since 199. That's
we do way too many fucking streams on this channel. My God.
Yeah, that's why there's no subscriber growth and I don't make videos anymore.
Yeah, do you know how long it would take me to like search back through videos till sometime in May? It would take no time at all. I don't even know if I had to go back a whole page.
I haven't made a video in over a month on this channel.
More Disney Star Wars chaos. We did that on May 3rd.
Yes, Stephen, it is my pinned tweet, but I didn't post that the day it happened. I posted that probably like a week after it happened or something like that. Shadow Dragon says, I was there at Star Wars Celebration Rome 199. That's right. Stern Shadow dude. Let chat do it. They'll find it. That is true. Chat is always right. Chat is always right. Jeremy hasn't made a video since 199.
Probably true.
All right. April 7th to 10th was Star Wars Celebration. April 7th to 10th. So I'm assuming
Okay.
ours was probably around April 12th, April 13th, depending on what day that was. Sci-Fi is Life says it's funny how morons say we are supporting companies like Disney because we don't support the strike. It's funny how morons say we are supporting companies like Disney because we don't support the strike. At the end of the day, there's Jeremy has existed on this planet since 199, says Hypnotic. Yeah, at the end of the day, man, people are going to say whatever they're going to say. So
April 10th, Disney
April,
Star Wars Celebration Cringe was
April
the title.
10th.
Yeah.
April 10th is when the 199 was created, right there. Visible Lie says riggers. Got a feeling that one's going to be fun for a while. Various thoughts on the new Superman show. I'm not watching it because I hate the character designs, like Deathstroke. And what new Superman show are we talking about?
Are you talking about the animated one where Lois looks like a boy?
Oh yeah.
My Adventures as Superman or something.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I hated the kind of previews for that. It's funny. I made a video like 2 years ago about the first like announcement for it, and I all of a sudden got a surge of comments on there. 2 years after the fact when it finally premiered. I've seen a couple people say that it's actually decent. I don't fucking know. No idea. No interest.
Brimstone said third tattoo 199 with the Snake Pit Battalion. There will be pics. What's up? That's awesome. Hey, let us see it. I'll definitely be sharing. That's for sure. Angel says, so glad you two are back. We're here. We ain't going nowhere. We just have to have a couple of we have to rotate some people in. There's so much going on. Ryan's making 8,000 fucking videos a week. I'm doing 8,000 live streams a week. We have a special guest coming to town today. That will be at Geeks and Gamers HQ. You will find out who that is on Tuesday night's main event tonight. And then we're going to have a few days of content. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to that. So stay tuned to Tuesday night's main event. You will find out your answer. Apple Plus spent $50 million on a 10-hour episodes of Foundation season 1 compared to what Disney Plus spends on seasons of Mandalorian, Andor, Obi-Wan, etc. Yes, the only thing I've seen on Apple Plus was Tetris, which I liked a lot. I think I liked the free trial or something like that. You know what I mean?
The crazy thing is, I don't feel like it started out that way. Remember the first season of Mando was reported like $100 million or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't.
It was like 10 million per.
Outlandish. It was like 12 million bucks an episode, or somewhere around there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I obviously filming things inside the volume is a cost cutter. I don't think there's any doubt about that from their perspective. When you do something like Andor and you build out this entire town and there's a lot of practical stuff involved, it does feel better and look better, but obviously it didn't even get the attention that Mandalorian did. And then Obi-Wan, I don't know how, because I feel like they did most of that in the volume, but it fucking cost a shit ton of money for them.
Yeah. Budgets are out of control, man. It really is. Hayden Wayne says some riggers.
It's a true statement.
Some riggers work really hard. Some riggers are super lazy. Lots of drugs in the riggers community too. I worked in entertainment for 10 years and I trained as a riggers for a while. I had to read that very slowly.
He's not wrong. It's an accurate statement.
That's getting clipped. It gets better than me than Ryan reading this.
Yeah. What the fuck? Here we go.
I can love you guys so much. Sort of amazing. This is sort of amazing. I'm sorry. I refuse to pay for Disney Plus. I have no problem password sharing. The only good thing on there are movies from the good old days. In 2017, DuckTales. DuckTales was goated back in the day, man.
Bro, do you remember Darkwing Duck?
Yes. Darkwing
Laughs in the Night. Bro, I dressed up as Darkwing Duck for Halloween one time.
I will never forget someone. So this is back in the day, like back when back when like DVD burning became a thing. You remember that when you can burn DVDs and like somebody brought like this. Remember those like when you bought those DVDs, the blank DVDs of like a 50 pack or 100 pack. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he brought them to work, and he's like, because he told me he's like, I've got like the Dark Knight, I've got the Matrix. Whatever. I was like, oh, dude, like, can you just bring me like? He's like, what do you want? I was like, just bring me everything you got. You know what I mean? He brings it to work. And I'm just like, so many fucking movies. And the only TV shows is he had Darkwing Duck. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to get like the Darkwing Duck seasons. Are you kidding me? And it was the greatest thing. It overshadowed every fucking thing that was there and every movie probably. But when I saw Darkwing Duck, I'm like, my life has changed for the better. This is game changer right here. But yeah, man. Tailspin. That's another one. Jacob.
Tailspin, yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But I don't
They have
support
Darkwing Duck on Disney Plus.
I owned every single movie, and then I went and bought Darkwing Duck just to justify that I owned it. Thank you very much. So every movie that I had on the burn DVD, I owned. I bought them, and I bought Darkwing Duck. There you go.
I wouldn't give a shit. Chris Cran for 2. Are the Riggers playing the Nugas this weekend? Potentially. David P for 2. Where my Riggers at? Jay's Greasy Wiggler for 199. Ryan answered, people who annoy you. Hey, it was tough trying to wait on their ass some time to get something done. Scorn for 199. Peacock has On Patrol or Live PD successor. I saw a couple of you guys putting in, oh, they got WWE. I don't fucking care what they got on there. They lost $700 million on streaming last quarter.
That's a lot.
So nobody's making money like that. Dragon Dan for 2. 19th of September should be 199 day. Not so the 19th of September. That's only because like that's like the European way of doing shit, right? Where you put the day, then the month, then the year.
I don't know. Seems like a pretty good idea to me. Let's do it.
Well, here in America, we do month, day, year. So whenever I see the other shit, I get confused as fuck. Jason Platten for 2 says for April 10th, 199 was the day, and that is the day. We looked it up.
Yep.
Taker for 2. Corn eats Beardo the long way. To clarify. Jesus Davila for 199. Thank you. Ambusher for 199. I see riggers hanging all the time. Yeah, they hang shit. Like that's what they do. Like, just to be clear, when you're talking about rigging.
So glad you brought this word up, Ryan. You're doing a great job.
It wasn't me, it was Trump.
You
brought it onto me.
You brought
Trump
it up on
did
the
it
stream.
in all caps. And it's like a single line of his truth. That wasn't me. I'm trying to pass the buck. Maticus Finch for 5. Cameron spent $18 million on Aliens budget in 1986, the equivalent of $50 million today. And look how good that movie looks. What is Disney really spending money on? To be fair, it ain't just Disney that's like out of control with their budgets. Like obviously we just saw Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible 2, $300 million budget as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of that was done practically. A lot of that was done during COVID, and they obviously had delays due to that. So it shouldn't have been that high. It was really just supposed to be like 200 or 220. It's not just Disney that has these massive budgets, though. It's a problem industry-wide. But when it comes to animation, it seems like it's a Disney problem.
Yeah.
Chris, go ahead.
No. I was looking. You know what? I'm fucking doing it. I don't care. I'm fucking doing it. Like this motherfucker is a legitimate piece of shit. This is him.
I was waiting for him to fall.
No, it's just he won't answer questions about the wildfires at all. He just keeps ignoring the questions.
Yeah, some of the stuff I saw from Maui was crazy. But there was a fire in Houston that was nuts the other day. Did you see those pictures?
Not Houston. I saw the explosion in wherever that house explosion was. I saw that one.
Some fucking meth dealer.
Yeah.
No, dude. So there was a fire in Houston that happened at basically a big mulch facility, and it looked crazy. Let me see if I can find it.
Beetle Johnson for 50 says, because I'm a rigger. Thank you, Beetle Johnson.
Here we go. Thank you, Beetle Johnson. Here, this is what I'm talking about.
Shit. Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
There's like a large.
This is a big mulch facility, right?
Jesus Christ.
It caught on fire somewhere outside of Houston a couple nights ago. And it looks apocalyptic. Because of the, just the idea of mulch catching on fire and starting to burn. You know what I mean? It almost looked like fucking plasma or lava or something.
Wow.
Here's another view of it.
For an update on this, you can also follow the link that's posted above to learn more about where this is happening and what is happening.
It's like a mountain of mulch on fire. But I thought that was crazy the other day.
That's insane. That's insane. Holy crap. Wow.
Happens.
Yep.
Chris Bolts for 2. Bring back Disney of the 90s. That would be nice.
Abib. Need, I don't know how old Michael Eisner is now, but maybe we can bring him back.
Abib Rauf for 5. Rigger, please. Thank you. Angela Richter, member for 3 months. So glad you're back. Thank you. Burrito Man Mister, member for 4 months, says 199. The Red Ranger, member for 2 months. What's Forrest Gump's password? Do you know, Jeremy?
No.
1 Forrest 1.
Okay. 1 Forrest 1. 1 Forrest 1.
Fox, member for a month. Any chance Ryan could put that picture level? It's solid. Don't worry about it. All right, so just for clarification, look at, right? I'm sure you guys don't actually think that something that's sitting on the floor and then this shelf that's sitting on this shelf that's sitting on the floor, that would be crooked as fuck, right? But look at the top level of it and the angle that it's slanting at, right? You can see how it's going that way. It's because the vanishing point's in that corner back there. That's why it looks like that, guys. Quattrino VR.
The more they're going to roast you about it, right?
Well, yeah, I know. They could be wrong all they want. It's fine.
Welcome to the internet, Ryan.
Quattrina VR. Nuga, please. Thank you. Dan C. I had the Tailspin game for Sega Genesis as a kid. Ron Sappington. The Riggers versus the Knitters.
No
Get
problem.
In trouble with one of these super chats.
The long way. Fucking.
Who's that?
You know about the Beardo thing, right?
Well, yeah, of course, but like, who is that? Though?
Who is that? That person looks familiar.
Maybe they're a YouTuber.
But anyway, I've even restarted my phone. It's not letting me super chat today, Sharks. Don't apologize, man. It's all good. Every now and then you run into issues, so never apologize.
But I mean, speaking of YouTube, I think that guy's probably a YouTuber. He's pulling a prank.
Michael Buble? That's Michael Buble. That's right.
Is it Michael Buble?
I think, because Robotraction said that yesterday. That is Michael Buble. Why is Michael Buble eating corn the long way?
I really like Michael Bublé's music.
I did too. Why? So I need to understand this.
There's got to be some story behind
There's
it.
got to be. Why is Michael Buble eating corn the long way?
I've never seen him wearing a backwards hat either. Eating corn.
I need to understand.
What the fuck? Michael Bublé responds to viral corn pic. The internet is very confused. Michael Bublé shuts down haters who mocked the way he eats corn. Michael Bublé struck out his detractors. This is vegetable harassment. What I do with my cob is nobody's business.
This can't be true.
Yeah.
He can't.
And then he said, hashtag me so corny. Hashtag I love paparazzi. Hashtag shuck me.
Oh man.
It looks like he's at a fair or something where they're like selling corn on the cob. To be fair, probably what it is like the angle of the picture. He's probably taking a bite just off like one end of it. The way that it looks, it just looks like he's shoving it all the way down his throat.
I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure I would recognize Michael Buble if I saw him just in passing.
He
Now, if
just
he
looks
had
like a
like,
dude.
yeah, especially with his hat on backwards, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's I've never like he looked familiar, but I'd never seen him with a fucking.
and so the fact that someone got a picture of him eating corn that way in that situation is wild.
Looks like
That
he's at
is
a
wild.
fair or something.
Yeah.
So look at this Photoshop somebody did. They put him in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Get out of here.
Get that ad out of there. Yeah.
See, here's the post.
Holy crap.
This is 2016.
Oh man, the road memes will lead you down. Holy crap. All right. What's
the right
next,
way to
Ryan?
eat corn.
What's next?
That is not the right
Ryan?
way to eat corn. But anyway, let's get into what I wanted to talk about. Hollywood still on strike. The strike now officially over 100 days, longer than the one we saw in 2007, 2008. Yet it doesn't seem like people are really worried about it. It's been over 3 months since late night TV shows were on air. Nobody misses them. There's not some sort of public outcry for the studios to work with the writers and the actors. It just doesn't exist. And now the writers are coming back to the table with the studios. They're trying to work out a deal because a lot of them are running out of money. We saw actor Billy Porter say after 30 days out of work, he had to sell his fucking house, which is wild to me. I don't think people are going to feel bad for a dude forced to sell his multi-million-dollar house because he can't finance properly. And like I said, officially, it's over 100 days. But some people are recognizing something. This is all done. This entire article, I saw this in a Yellow Flash video the other day. This article is intended to be like, this is a really big problem that YouTubers aren't standing with the writers. But what it really does is reveal one of the reasons why there's not a big public outcry. In 2007, 2008, people wanted their entertainment back. They wanted their hobbies. They wanted this stuff that they watched all the time. But increasingly, that has been replaced with something else, and it's things like YouTube, user-generated content that people are watching, sometimes more than they're watching stuff from Hollywood. Obviously, all the people watching us live right here can probably attest to that. YouTube does not respect the writer's strike. That could be a big problem for TV. Much of the clear technological danger has been absent from much of the discourse around the writer's strike. That is the rise of user-generated content. In other words, video made for platforms like TikTok and YouTube. UGC consumes an even higher quantity of audience attention, particularly among younger and more diverse audiences. We have a very diverse group of people in our chat, just for the record.
That's right.
That means the current strike is taking place against a very different backdrop than the last in 2007, 2008, when the audience for legacy media was still near its apex. Yet the preconditions for its decay were already established, talking about how back then we were getting into the iPhone and the smartphone world and stuff like that. YouTube is rapidly replacing television. This goes into where and how people are watching YouTube, that nearly half of people are watching YouTube on televisions, not on their desktop, not on their phone, but on TVs, on smart TVs at home. And it is something that hasn't really been talked about too much during this Hollywood strike, but this has to be a huge factor. We've been talking about it for a while, but this is a huge factor in why people aren't necessarily, worried about this writer's strike.
Yeah, and to be clear, I want everyone with the writer's strike to understand that I don't care about you. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about what's going on with your finances. I don't care, because you've made it clear you don't care about me. You've made it clear that you hate my guts because I have a different opinion than you. And I know I'm generalizing, which is exactly what they do. And so, no, we don't care about you. You mean nothing to me. You are as an actor. I don't care if you're one of my favorite actors. You as a person mean nothing to me. I'm only entertained by you pretending to be someone else. So you as a real person mean absolutely nothing to me, and you never will, unless you as an individual can prove to me by your actions that you're not just like all these other Hollywood nut jobs. I want you to entertain me, and that's it. Just like in basketball with LeBron to shut up and dribble, your job is to shut up and act. I don't care about you. And you've made it clear as to why I should have those feelings. In terms of this particular, discussion, yeah, I mean, imagine a world where you have a group of elite people that continuously talk down to the audience, all while living in multi-million-dollar mansions, getting paid multi-million dollars to pretend to be someone else, and then telling you, the people, that you're all terrible and you have to vote the way we vote, or you're terrible, horrible people, and all cops are bad, even though you're surrounded by police officers all the time, versus a group of random people, a mishmash of people from all over the world, that is completely decentralized, that everybody can just have their own opinions and say whatever they want and cultivate their audience by respecting them and having conversations with them and having a back and forth with them. That's why YouTube is succeeding, because it's decentralized. There's no central, and it's not even YouTube, it's independent content creation is what it comes down to. And that's why it's going to continue to grow, and Hollywood is dying right before our very eyes. It's going to take a while. It's not going to die like tomorrow or anything, but Hollywood as we knew it is in the process of dying, and it has been in the process of dying for several years now, and it's just got significantly worse. And the cult, as the rise of Trump and politics has happened, that's, to me, has sped up the process with Hollywood. It's sped it up massively. It's also sped up the process of independent content creation.
Yeah, and this is so interesting. That's not the only way YouTube is becoming television. Almost half of U.S. YouTube viewing happens on TVs rather than phones or desktops. In fact, research agency Nielsen's flagship Gauge chart now has YouTube as the single biggest channel in the U.S. with 8.1% of total viewing, meaningfully ahead of Netflix at 6.9% and more than twice third place Hulu at 3.3%. Like, that's very impactful. And even last year, that wasn't the case. Netflix was ahead of YouTube even last year before all the strike stuff happened. So this is something that probably has not been talked about. It's probably a very good explanation in combination with all the things that Hollywood has done. But it goes into why people just don't give a fuck. People don't feel sorry for these people. They don't feel sorry for the writers. They don't feel sorry for the actors. They have all contributed in some way, shape, or form to the downfall of the entertainment industry. And now here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's going to continue. And there's, and the beauty is you have these actors, and they can create their YouTube channels, and they can continue to try and corner this market. They've all, I mean, again, I don't want to speak out of line here, because maybe there's some that have been successful on it, but I mean, like, you look at like Brie Larson's YouTube channel, it was just cringe. I know she got a lot of subscribers and stuff, but it's like, Will Smith had a YouTube channel, I think, did kind of okay for a long time, and then the Chris Rock thing happened. I think he's lost all credibility.
Brie Larson stopped uploading. That was really the problem.
No, it's just that she's not good at what she does, Ryan.
I'm just saying.
She's not good at what she does.
If she would have kept uploading, she would have gained subscribers. That's how it works, Jeremy.
No.
I know you don't know that.
No, well, I do know that. I got I've gained, still got more subscribers than you, motherfucker, okay? So, even if I haven't uploaded in a year. But my point being is that Brie wasn't maintaining her subscribers. Like, she was growing as subscribers because she was Brie Larson, and she had mainstream outlets reporting on it, but her viewership wasn't maintaining it. Like, well, go look at her viewership. Now, I haven't looked at her channel in fucking 6 months, so I
She hasn't uploaded.
So, but her views weren't that great compared to her subscribers. So what she got, like 800, 900,000 subscribers?
She's
only
in the last, she has 600 something thousand, 672,000.
Okay.
In the last year, she's uploaded 2 videos. One was 325,000 views. One was 110,000 views. For that, 100,000 views, 400,000 views, 150, 150, 150, 125, 137, 300,000. In terms of shorts, I don't fucking know, but those are just normal standalone videos.
Yeah, and I mean, how quickly did she gain 600,000 subscribers to only maintain 100,000 views per video? That's not like she gained a shit ton of fucking subscribers based off being Brie
Well, her
Larson.
first video got really pushed by YouTube, right?
Yes. Yes.
Her first video got really pushed by YouTube and got like 3 million views or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how many subscribers she gained from there.
She gained a shit ton. But anyway, that's my point being is that they don't know how to YouTube because they've become famous for pretending to be someone else. And so when you go to YouTube, you have to be yourself, you have to be authentic. And it's a constant thing where you have to be authentic with what you're doing on this platform because it's something you're doing in a lot of ways on a daily basis. And that's a grind. It is a grind. But if you're doing things if you're talking about things you care about, or if you're focusing on things you care about, it's not that tough. But for Hollywood actors, that means they have to wake up every day and just fake it because that's all they've been in their whole life. It's not sustainable for them.
All right, where are we? Tracy, member for 2 months. That looks level. You can tell by the adjacent picture. You rigged it well. Thank you. Desirius for 2. I think we're only allowed to say Riga, maybe. Zach Stacy's Shelter for Women for $2. Like people, Disney Plus needs to take a beating. I don't know if you know who Zach Stacy is, Jeremy. He's a former Rams running back who beat the living shit out of his girlfriend in front of the child.
Oh, yeah. I remember Zach Stacy now. Yeah. You just need to remind me.
So thank you, Zach Stacy's Shelter for Women. Taker for $5. Lizzo's no longer considered for the Super Bowl halftime show, not because of the lawsuits, but because there are no riggings in existence that can hold her. Yeah, if she would have stepped on Rihanna's little platform thing, shit would have broken. John Yarber for $5. I'm a rigger. You're a rigger. Wouldn't you like to be a rigger to be a rigger? Thank you. Thundarius for $5. I went to the NFL draft this year, and someone had a sign that said Josh McDaniels eats corn the long way. I died laughing. Hail the 199. Max Falconridge. Jeremy, what's more tasty? Beardo's corn cob or Ryan's frosted bum nuggets? 199 forever, you freaks. Trump 2024.
I'll just say Trump 2024.
Mr. Parker for $5 says 169. Thank you. Christian Rocker for 199. Give me back my rigger. Chris Bolts for $5. The real reason the shipyard's closed is because the ship riggers were throwing signs at truck riggers. A turf war ensued. Captain Hyrule for $2. Did my $5 super chat come through? I've read all of them. I don't remember one from you, though.
I didn't see. I don't remember one from you.
Brockatron for Canadian 5. Ryan, what's your opinion on Disney making lightsabers look like people wielding heavy-duty crowbars and flinging sparks when they hit something? It's because I think it looks that way because of the light, like the technology they're using now, where they actually have lightsabers that are glowing, holding in their hands. They got to go back to the prequels. Like the prequels, fucking lightsaber combat was fucking perfect. They never should have changed the little metal rods that they had that allowed that fast, free-flowing. What made it look like how a lightsaber should. Like there's not a lot of weight to it. It looks dumb as shit now, in my opinion.
Gemstone says 199 got shouted out on Crowder's stream today. A few of us hailed. What? I need a timestamp.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah. What do you? So do you mean? What I'm assuming. I'm assuming
Even Crowder was like, "Oh, hail the 199."
Yeah, I'm assuming. I'm assuming the chat. I'm assuming someone went in the chat and said 199, and a few people in the chat hailed when the 199 was mentioned in chat. That's what I think. Yeah. That's what makes sense to me.
I think Steven Crowder was sitting there.
Okay, in the chat. Jimstone said it. Jimstone said it in the chat. In the chat. Okay. Hey, I love hearing that. Go ahead, Ryan. You had a little joke.
No, that's good. I shouldn't take that shot. Mo Zamboni for $5. Hey guys, took a little time out of my day to produce some content for you. Just added you on X, Twitter with a new shirt I found, Hail199. Thank you, Mo Zamboni. We'll take a look over on Twitter. Johan Noxus for 5. I used to install antennas on radio towers when I needed to move the big ones around. I told the site manager, riggers, please. Yep. Bradman for 5. I'm late to the stream. Sorry if you've covered it already, but I think Angry Joe took shots at you on his latest video on the Diablo dev demo. I'm not sure what we have to do with Diablo, but maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see. Joe's an interesting one.
Lord Baratheon for 199. Ryan, what do you hate more, Rebels or Clone Wars?
I think Clone Wars.
Like probably Clone Wars. Rebels is fully just Disney Star Wars, right? And I think there's some interesting character moments and stuff like that from Rebels, but overall, I'm not a big fan of any of the fucking characters. You know, the fact that you now have Sabine Wren officially going to be a Padawan for Ahsoka Tano, like that's been confirmed at this point now, Jeremy. That Sabine Wren is going to be a Padawan. I don't know how you can be a Padawan as someone who's not a Jedi. I am no Jedi, but there you go. Because it's all about Star Wars is all about these master apprentice relationships. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan and Anakin, Anakin and Ahsoka, and now Ahsoka and Sabine.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching Ahsoka. I don't care what they're doing. It means nothing to me. I've lost all faith in Disney Star Wars. I've lost all faith in Disney for the most part with everything they're doing. Just don't. I'm out. I got more important stuff to worry about. I got Trump shit. I got video games, sports here now. I don't give a fuck about Star Wars.
The long way for 2. Sup, my 199 riggers. SBZ for 2. Trump really knows all the best words. I know the best words. Borg Porg for 5.
I got it. Here we go.
I know words. I have the best words. But there's no better word than stupid.
Riggers, that word.
The perfect phone call. The perfect phone call. He keeps referencing the perfect phone call.
Borg Porg for 5. Please add a Brie Award as well as a Frost Award on CobraCast to go with Beard of Shame. I think Rachel Zegler should win the Brie Larson Award. Captain Hyrule for 5. Are the laptops for Meta PCs good for video editing and streaming games? God dang, Google canceled my previous super chat. I thought didn't I answer that on my stream the other day? I have not tried a Meta PC, but they're made for gaming. So obviously a laptop isn't the optimum thing to stream games on, but the Meta PCs ones in terms of gaming laptops, you're not going to find many better than that. So if that's what you're looking for and that's what you want, so if you're looking for a laptop and that's all you want, you're probably it's a good bet going with one of the Meta PCs ones.
And you can use that promo code 199 over on Meta PCs if you want. Go over there, check it out, and if you find something you like, 199 or Geeks.
Hellrats for 9 or Hellrats 96 for 5. I don't know about you guys. When I hear Riggers and Lizzo discussed simultaneously in my mind, immediately goes to Operation Dumbo Drop. Ooh, was that Danny Glover in that movie?
Danny Glover, I believe, was in that.
Yeah. I don't know why. Ruthie, what's up, Ruthie? For 2 months. Jan Jeremy is just jealous because Brie likes him better. Oh, Ryan, I think you meant. Ryan, Jeremy's just jealous because Brie likes him better.
I mean, I've made more money off of her, so I've made a lot more money off of Brie than Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not a Brie hater.
I am.
I've probably only made like 13 videos with the name Brie Larson in it.
Yeah, I've made a shit ton of money off Brie Larson. A lot. I've even made money off her disgusting ass feed over on CobraCast. So I've made a lot of money off that crazy bitch. I'm okay with that.
Let me see. If I go to my channel and I filter by Brie, I have 16 videos with Brie Larson in them.
Yeah, I probably got 200. Over 200. Over
yeah,
200.
people fucking think that I like Oh, you were bashing her. I didn't start a YouTube channel till after Captain Marvel was out. I missed the whole Captain Marvel thing. I
It
didn't
was a
make a video about
glorious
Brie
time.
Larson until fucking her and Natalie Portman wanted to defund the police back in 2020. She was a presenter at the Game Awards with all the Naughty Dog shit.
Captain Marvel
Yeah.
stuff was glorious, man. It was glorious. A lot of money was made off Brie Larson's stupidity. A lot of money.
But I think we're all caught
No,
up.
we're not. We just got a 50 here. Let me see
Oh,
where it
damn.
went. See where it went. Why is your mic so low, Ryan?
Because I'm stepped away from it.
So, here we go. Metal Slave. What is this?
The pandemic. Can
Pandemic.
you not fucking read that?
No. What's the next word?
I'm not reading it.
Oh, fuck. The pandemic rolled in and actors tried to be real and authentic, which they succeeded in showing how judgmental, stupid, cringe, and out of touch and self-pandering they are. They can stay on strike like you guys. I don't care. Hail. Thank you, Metal Slave. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, and, that's kind of where my stance on it is, too. We'll see how this whole thing happens with how it plays out, but I don't know. I mean, what do we think? Do we think that they're in it for the long haul or what?
Who?
Like
The
this strike?
strike?
Do we think that they're going to get this corrected? Like, what's your gut feeling? What do you think? Because you're more in tune with following the day in and day out news of it. So, what do you think?
My gut feeling is within the next month or two, we see a settle. I don't think it's going through the end of the year. I think it gets agreed to in that because again, there isn't like the public backing of these people that I think they were expecting. People aren't demanding that the writers come back. That's just not happening. And they wanted to come back and discuss with the studios like a few weeks ago, and the studio said, "No, we're good. Fuck off." Finally, they met a couple of days ago, and the studios were like, "Hey, we'll give you 20% more on the back end streaming residuals and stuff like that." I just don't think it's going to last that much longer, personally.
We can hope. We can hope. Salty Grower says, screw the strike. We have a country to save. Jeremy, Ryan, good morning and great work. Thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you guys. So again, we got Tuesday night's main event tonight. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to seeing the 199 in the chat. As always, it's going to be we're going to have a lot to talk about, and we're going to have some fun. So we'll be telling you who's with us because you'll be seeing them on Tuesday night's main event tonight from G&G HQ. And then I think it's tomorrow. We're going to be at Universal Studios doing some live streaming, and the whole crew will be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we are looking forward to it. We appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great day. Go ahead.
John Yarber for $2. Feet, BLFM.
No.
Brie Larson's feet matters.
No.
And
No.
then also, I think up here, Spider Unlimited for 10. Where do y'all play Battlefront 2 on? Watching you play has made me nostalgic to dive into play, especially now that I've rediscovered the real Clone Wars Legends / multimedia content.
But we play it on PlayStation 5, and we are having a lot of fun with it. I thoroughly enjoy playing Battlefront 2, even if there's only like 2,000 people online. It's just fun to play the game, man. It's just nice to get back into actual real Star Wars. But Disney Star Wars is trash. And while I know Battlefront 2 released under it, you can play in the either the Rebellion, or the Republic or the Rebellion. And I typically like playing the prequel era, but when you do play in the OT era, it's pretty damn cool too. And you can pretty much stay out of the sequel trilogy era, although you are going to see some of the sequel trilogy people intertwined in it, like with the heroes and villains. But for the most part, yeah, you don't have to deal with them too much. But thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. Did we get Spider? Did we get a? Oh, yeah, that's the one you just read then. Okay. All right. So thank you guys. We'll see you for Tuesday night's main event. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.